Director and personal trainer Eric Stratman from Phat Dad Health joins us live on this Saturday morning. And this morning, we're talking about intermittent fasting. This isn't just fasting, this is intermittent fasting.
Yeah.
So don't think, hey,
No.
I just can't eat for hours on end.
No, just, don't eat for a week and that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, I think, and this is a technique that we use first and foremost because it really helps to give a solid plan throughout your day. If you're doing normally we have like a 16-8. So you don't eat for 16 hours, but you feed, what is that feeding window for 8 hours. And it really, first, like I said, if we reduce the amount of time that you're eating, you're going to consume less calories. Normally, I'm not saying people can't go, well I'll show you. I can eat way more in that amount of time.
But and have what you need.
Exactly, and it's really that first line of defense. I mean, there's so many benefits to it, from hormone to health benefits to even autophagy, where our body's getting rid of the deleting those bad cells, but really helping people to rein in a system that they can get themselves really where they want their health.
When we're talking about, you had mentioned, 16 hours not eating and then, 8 hours where you can eat. But then that 8 hours where you can eat, it's still important to make sure what you're putting in your body isn't just the first thing that you see in your pantry, or maybe you're opening up your fridge and you see, the leftover birthday cake.
Well, I think you hit the nail on the head with, what's in your fridge to begin with. Are you giving yourself good options? But, when you're starting with something like intermittent fasting, it is eating, quality food, but really what's important is just starting off with going, okay, I'm just going to eat for 8 hours, because we're not trying to really change what you're doing, and you see that infograph and it's really, hey, water and coffee, good, not dumping a bunch of creamer or adding calories to your coffee or your tea. You're going to feed on your normal your normal meals, and that 11 to 7 or that 12 to 8 is really, hitting the nail on the head. And then, hey, there's the cutoff time, and then you're moving forward, and it allows you to really put some structure into your day to know that, hey, I'm eating this much. And what we notice with everybody we work with that does it, and myself included, is that you're satiated a lot more because you're having these meals in a shorter window, not this 14 hours that as soon as you wake up, you eat, and you're eating right before bed.
For the beginner out there, somebody that's watching right now that might say, hey, listen, I've tried it in the past, it didn't necessarily work. What's kind of the first step that I can take so when I wake up in the morning, this is the first thing that I need to do? Is it, get some water in your body immediately and then wait until about noon? What's kind of the best advice for a beginner?
So you hit it right on the head. Large cup of water. I mean, let's fill that stomach up. I mean, that's the most abundant element we need is water. Every cell in our body uses it. Our brain's made of 75% water. You need water. So get hydrated. That's also going to shut down that signal of I'm hungry because your stomach's empty. I mean, that's, one of our big keys is, if you're drinking water regularly, you're going to be full more often. But then, you go to 11 or 12, and then that's when you're having your first meal. And most people think, oh, I'm going to starve. But that's not going to be the case. Just if you're having enough calories the previous day in your 8-hour window, you're going to be fine till 12 the next day.
Well, always want to thank Eric Stratman from Phat Dad Health, getting us a little bit more this morning on intermittent fasting, but doing it in the right way and the healthiest way so you don't go back into the fridge and then indulge with whatever's in there. For me, it would be ice cream. 7:24 on this Saturday morning, and director and personal trainer Eric Stratman from Phat Dad Health joining us live this morning because we're talking about intermittent fasting and really the pros and cons of what that can do for your body. So first, what exactly is intermittent fasting?
Well, first, let's start it off. I mean, what do sprinters have for breakfast?
I'm not a sprinter.
Nothing, they fast.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, okay, cool.
Water?
Yeah, nothing, they fast. It's just a dad joke, right? You gotta start
They're
off with
sprinters and they're fast.
nothing, they fast. I slid that in there, but yeah.
It took me 10 seconds.
Yeah, there.
Now I get it.
So, when you get to the dad level, you kind of get these, and everything's puns and fun. But no, breaking down intermittent fasting, it's just taking a specific window that you have your calories. Because how society's become is snack all the time. Like literally get out of bed, it's got to eat, got to have something. We've always been drilled with breakfast as the most important meal of the day. But depending on what we eat, can set us up for success or failure. And most of the time, it's something very high carb, very high sugar. If we go through Starbucks and get our caffeinated ice cream is what I'll call it. I mean, black coffee, water is really good. And as we, see on the infograph here, it's, something super basic is you have water and coffee, teas, that's fine. Not adding any, cream or sugar, but then you have that 8-hour window. Normally it's like a 12 to 8, 11 to 7, 1 to 9, whatever your 8 hours is. And it allows you to really regulate the amount of calories you're having in, because if we have an abundance of calories, that means that we're destroying our health. We have way too much calories, which is energy essentially, going in, and we store that. So to really help ourselves be the healthiest version and monitor those calories, that's going to be the first line of defense that I work with anybody, saying, hey, let's just see the window you're eating in, not so much how much you're eating. Let's just shorten that window a little bit.
For anyone looking to lose weight, you need to have a caloric deficit for anybody. I mean, obviously that then breaks down to how tall you are, your body weight, and some other factors. But the biggest thing you said that anybody can do, especially with intermittent fasting, is making yourself full immediately when you wake up in the morning, and that's as simple as drinking a glass of water.
A glass of water, and I try to encourage people to have that 16, 24, 32 ounce as soon as they wake up, not that sip of water, because as you mentioned it and we talked about in the last segment, that's something that is the most abundant element we need in our body is water. And that should be the first thing hitting our stomach, not coffee, not juice. It should be water. And then that's going to give that signal to your brain that you're not really hungry because you filled your stomach. Everybody's like, I'm waking up, I'm starving. Well, your stomach's just empty, and it's used to being full because we just eat or drink all the time. So it's just sending that signal to your brain. You drink water. By the time you get ready and brush your teeth, you're good to go.
For more information, it's phatdadhealth.com. How can people reach out?
Phatdad.fit, and that is P-H-A-T.
P-H-A-T.
You got to have it.
Phatdad.fit. Always want to thank Eric Stratman from Phat Dad Health joining us this morning, of course, talking a little bit more about intermittent fasting and making sure that you're staying hydrated, getting that water in immediately when you wake up.